The New York Times editorial board is calling on California to bring back the SAT, and the evidence behind that call is pretty hard to ignore. Here is the backstory. 7 years ago, the University of California system put together an 18-member committee to look into how standardized tests factor into undergraduate admissions. This was not a rushed study. The committee included professors from all 10 UC campuses, spanning a range of disciplines, and they spent an entire year on the question. The result was a 225-page report packed with data and recommendations. What did they find? That SAT and ACT scores actually do a better job of measuring whether a student is ready for college than high school grades alone. And perhaps most importantly, high test scores were particularly effective at identifying talented students from low-income families and underrepresented minority groups. Based on all of this, the committee recommended that the UC system keep requiring applicants to submit standardized test scores. The university's leadership did not just ignore that recommendation, they did the opposite. In early 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic was just beginning, the UC Board of Regents voted to stop using tests altogether. What started as making scores optional, something many schools did during the pandemic, quickly turned into something far more extreme. The University of California stopped accepting SAT and ACT scores entirely, even from students who wanted to submit them. They called this policy test blind, and university leaders claimed it would make admissions fairer and more equitable. The results, by any measure, have been troubling. At UC San Diego, a faculty group reported last year what they described as a steep decline in the academic preparation of entering students. In 2020, only about 0.5% of incoming first-year students at UC San Diego were not prepared to take pre-calculus, a class considered low-level by university standards. By last fall, that figure had jumped to nearly 12%. One Berkeley physics professor, Mina Aganagic, put it bluntly, the key problem is that many students coming in do not know algebra. More than half of entering Berkeley students who took a math placement test got basic algebra questions wrong, things like solving for x in a simple inequality. The decline is not just in math. Reading and writing skills have fallen too. Janet Sorensen, an English professor at Berkeley, said that after the SAT was dropped, she started getting students who could not write a sentence. Now, to be fair, this is not happening in a vacuum. Smartphone distraction, AI-assisted cheating, and the learning loss from COVID school closures are all real concerns across the country. But the editorial board points out that the declines at UC campuses are steeper than what is happening elsewhere, which suggests the test-blind policy itself is playing a significant role. The bottom line is this: the UC system had clear evidence in front of them, commissioned by their own experts, and chose to discard it. The cost of that decision is now being paid by students. That is the story today. Thanks for listening.